What's going on, people? I'm doing a observation and update on this Dragonfly 2 and the toku2. I was on the Spyderco forums and was looking at this thread called the toku2 love, and there was somebody on there that was describing issues that they had with the toku2, saying that as they sharpen it, there was big chunks that came out of the edge. I don't quite remember if it was during sharpening, or I think it was during sharpening. They had big chunks, noticeable chunks or cracks of thin pieces of metal coming off of the edge, as well as some severe wire edge. Now, on that thread, I described how I didn't really experience that in terms of some of the edge going missing as you're sharpening it or using it. I did say that yes, I did have a wire edge the first time I sharpened it. It was at 17 degrees per side edge. But what I didn't disclose in that discussion was that yes, I too actually did have chunks of the edge kind of come out, not big chunks, but something more very tiny, very thin pieces off the edge. At first I thought, well, because I used a diamond course to put it to start it off with the sharpening, that it might have chewed up most of the edge. But yeah, then I kind of thought to myself, okay, maybe that may be the case, because I did experience the wire edge part, to which I did solve it by rubbing it, as I was stropping, I put it up against softly against the rough side of the leather, and it solved that. But now I put a roughly 13 degree edge per side on it, and it's 0.019 inches behind the edge. So now it's super thin, and what I used to sharpen that was a Spyderco diamond triangle. Then after that, I proceeded with the all Edge Pro stock stones. That's 220, 400, 600, and 1000 grit standard Edge Pro stock stones. Then afterwards, I proceeded to strop it with the following: 5 micron, 3.5, 2.5, 1.5, 1, and then stopped at half a micron diamond paste on leather. So now I'm just gonna cut through it, see how many times I can go through it before it stops cutting paper. So after every 10 cuts, I'm gonna do this. This right here is 1 foot going across, and I'm going against the grain, as you can see. So here we go. Now I must say, after giving my Yojimbo 2 in S30V the similar degree per side treatment, that being 12.5 degrees per side, I've noticed a difference in how well it can cut thin slices of cardboard. And this is not some flimsy cardboard. This is pretty dense. I've already started with 5 cuts before I started the footage. So here we go. I've already 5 in, so that's 10. So that the 5 that I did previously, 5 cuts, and then all right. And I'm using the whole edge. I'm going, as I'm cutting, I'm kind of dragging it slightly down more and more. So I'm using the entire edge. So what is that? 3. 4. 10, so that's 20 cuts. 20 cuts, that's 20 feet of cuts. Still slices of paper. Alright, continuing on. 1, 2. It's a little mushy at the top here. 30. That's 30 feet. One thing I noticed that with the Bitoku, in terms of finite, even with my first video, the same thing happens even with this much more slender edge. It doesn't hold that hair whittling edge too long at all. It actually drops off pretty quickly. But I want to see, like, but the working edge in my previous video, as you saw in the previous video, worked nicely, really nicely. And right now it's cutting even smoother with that 13 degrees per side edge. So that's 30 feet worth of cuts so far. Because I've noticed what I noticed was some people even say that the working edge of toku2 is kind of slack. And even with my first video, I was looking at that and I was saying, okay, well, I wonder if there's some problems with maybe some heat treat issues. The fact that it hung on to the wire edge, and the fact that I experienced something similar to what the other person on that toku2 love thread experienced, in terms of like the edge kind of got chewed up. But I kind of neglected to mention it because I was assuming that the coarse diamond that I used to start the sharpening the first time was actually chewing up that edge. But yeah, so, and with the stone progression that I went through, I was more than certain that, like, I was like, okay, well, I more than likely removed any of that junk, like any of the junk part of the steel that was left over after heat treat and grind. Sorry, so I was 35, 6, 7, 8, 9, same cardboard, 40. So that's 40 feet worth of cuts. 40 cuts, 1 foot per cut. Okay, still going. All right. 10. That's 50 cuts, 50 feet. Alright, still going here. Yeah, so I think there may be an issue, a general issue with the heat treat or irregularities with toku2. That's why some people are experiencing both a low finite edge performance as well as a low working edge performance. But yeah, so now that's 50 cuts, 50 feet worth of cuts, 1 foot per slice. And we're continuing. One, That's an alarm. It's kind of crushing up the cardboard on me. 8. Another 1 feet across. Different cardboard. 9. This one's much harder. It's not as it's a little bit thinner, but much harder than the previous one. 9. 10. That's 60 cuts. 1 foot of slicing per cut. Okay. All right. Still going here. Oh, this one's much rougher. 1. It's much harder cardboard. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 70 feet, 70 cuts. Starting to feel a little bit of a snag going. Oh, hanging up now. Yep. Now, I don't know if the fact that I'm holding onto the paper and I'm a little sweaty or what, but there's a little hang up somewhere here. Anyways. Alright, I'm gonna go, oops, knocking the tripod around. Alright, I'm gonna go another 10. Probably call that it. Plus the blade's getting hot too from this. 3. 4. 5. This is a foot and an inch. 6. First card, same cover as the first cardboard. 7. 8. 9. 10. Okay. Really getting there now. It's 80. Ooh, it's got some heat to it. Yeah, black oxide coat still holding up along the toku itself. Didn't rub off. It may not be DLC coating, but it's still good. I mean, all right. So it's at times it snags, but at times it's like, oh wait, never mind, it's there still. All right. So since this is 13 inches, this is a foot and 1 inch. So those last 5 cuts were 5 feet 5 inches. So 80 feet 5 inches. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Alright, so that's 90 feet 10 inches. Alright, 90 feet 10 inches. Let's see that. Yeah, it's still, yep, still got that heat. The fireball. I don't know. I mean, I know it's struggling a bit, and you know, some people may like look at this as, okay, well, this is pretty much done. But it's like, you know, they see it struggle enough, and it's pretty much done. So yeah, I mean, I think it's really just the fact that, like, you know, as I'm gripping the paper, my hand's getting partially sweaty, and then I'm like kind of holding it in a certain way, and then it's kind of crumpling and stuff. But yeah, well, there you go. You, the viewers, decide. But watching this thing cut through cardboard is crazy. Anyways, 90 feet 10 inches worth of cutting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 96 feet and 3 inches. This is 8 inches. .8. I mean 96.3. 7, 8, 9. Ooh, 10. So it's 10 slices. But again, this is 8 inches. I mean, sorry, 8. Yeah, 8 inches. So it's we'll put ourselves at 100 feet now. Yeah. All right. Oh, yeah. Can't forget the paper. All right. It's getting rough. Really rough. Yeah. It's I don't know what to say. I'd say you be the judge. You know what? I'm gonna call it. All right, so there you have it. 100 cuts. 100 cuts. 100, just a smidge over 100 feet worth of cuts with this Dragonfly toku2 knife from Spyderco with a 13-degree per side edge, finished to 1000 grit, stropped all the way down to 0.5 micron. So yeah, good feel. Yeah, you could now feel like, you know, like the the divots along the edge itself. I mean, in terms of whether or not it would still cut cardboard, it'll still cut cardboard. Now there's an extra thick piece of section here. It's from the same cardboard, so it's like now you have double stack at this very end here. Part of the same box that the very first piece, the first and third piece that I cut with first and third piece that I cut with. Yeah, so yeah. In terms of that, this thing, I mean, it'll still cut boxes for me, no problem. In terms of paper, I mean, some places it'll thing. I mean, let me start from the heel here. Yeah, and then from there, no, yes, no, and then near the tip, more yes. So yeah, that should show people that, like, you know, toku2 can still hang, and the fact that, like, you know, you can do that much with it. I mean, of course, the Dragonfly 2 has a fairly thin blade stock. Usually comes standard. What's it? Standard, like 0.13, 0.014 inches behind the edge, like from after factory sharpening. But yeah, I mean, like, yeah, that blade being this slender, and on top of that, got a 13-degree per side edge. It really performs. Alright, people, that's it for my video. It's toku2 observation and update. And with that being said, y'all take care, and I'm out.